We are talking about some basic questions, right? Today is going to be an easier class. So I hope you'll be able to answer all of them. Banking definition is given under what? It is given under the Banking Regulation Act, 1949 RBI Act, Negotiable Instrument Act, or Regional Rural Bank Act. What's going to be the answer, everyone? When we talk about banking definition, a banking definition says it's an organization which can accept deposits and provide loans, isn't it? That's the entire scenario regarding it. Na? So in this case, the answer is Banking Regulation Act 1949, also known as BR. It is actually BR Act 1949. In 1949, Banking Regulation Act came. In 1949, ICA was formed. In 1949, multiple things happened. So it was an important year for sure. Acha, next question, everyone. Which of the following is or are types of petty cash book? What do you mean by the term petty cash book, everyone? What do you mean by the term petty cash book? Simple or columnar petty cash book? It is only one, two, one and two, either one or two or both. See, when we talk about these points now, we are actually talking about one basic thing, that is petty cash book means minor expenses, not major. It talks about the minor expenses that we are having in the business. So when we talk about those minor expenses, they can be covered here. While defining those petty cash book is actually of two types. It is actually of simple petty cash book and columnar. Columnar petty cash book is also known as analytical petty cash book. Under analytical petty cash book, now we studied from the point of view of analyzing the specific area altogether. Okay, specific area altogether, that means what is the particular petty cash expenses that we are doing, which is major and which is minor. You know, we're looking forward to that specific area. So when we are talking about this specific area of what is major, what is minor, and we are looking at the growth of the same as well, then we have a specific debate, you know, what is happening with the specific expenses. Are we going overboard? Are we having lesser expenses? Are we going absolutely fine, or we are having a problem, right? So in this case, what's going to be the correct answer? The correct answer is both of these are formats which are to be considered, both 1 and 2. Prepaid expenses and outstanding expenses are taken into account by firm on the basis of the following concept: money measurement, accrual, cost concept, or dual concept. What do you mean by prepaid, everyone? If I have to define the prepaid means the money that I've paid in advance and it belongs to a specific year. है ना? It belongs to a specific year altogether, and that is why which is still unpaid. If there's something which is unpaid, would be considered here. So in this case, can I say that it is money measurement concept, accrual basis of accounting, cost concept, or dual aspect accounting? Dual aspect and all, it is accrual. Accrual means anything which is something which is not due yet we still note it down. Done. Next question, everyone. Generally accepted accounting principles is regulated by Final Accounting Standard Board, Governmental Accounting Standard Board, 1 or 2, FASB or GSB. वैसे both of these are gone now. If I talk about these, मतलब it was earlier ASB and then it was later on converted into the specific area of it was converted into NFRA, National Financial Reporting Standards. Now that particular area takes care of the entire that specific area when we talk about it. Just a moment. Hanji. See, everybody, when we talk about GAAP, na, generally accepted accounting principles, these are those principles which are accepted throughout the world for the usage, of course. है ना? We're talking about the accounting standards which we want in the books of accounts altogether. FASB, number one. Then Governmental Accounting Standard Board, that is GASB, or only one, only two, one and two, or one and two both. When we talk about GFAS, Generally Accepted Accounting Principles, these are basically prepared by both. When we talk about our exclusive accounting standards, they are prepared under NFRA, under the consideration of the international and national levels again, because we don't want major differences in the outside India and in India in terms of your accounting experience. Why? Done. Next question, everyone. If a company issues bonus shares of at 2:1, the debt equity ratio will be. According to you, what's going to be the answer? If the debt equity ratio of the organization is 2:1, वैसे तो ideal ratio is actually 2:1, and they say the bonus shares are being issued. Bonus shares are issued in the ratio of 2:1. Debt equity, I think in this case, bonus shares are given absolutely free. Is there any movement of money? It remains unaffected, will go up in the same ratio of the issue of bonus to the original holding, will improve the same ratio of the issue of the bonus to the original holding, or will be lowered. In this case, there's one thing that is clear. It will remain unaffected. Only the number of shareholders is affected. The total capital remained the same. When we talk about this specific area, number of shareholders is affected. The total capital remains the same. That means if it was 10 lakh, it will remain as 10 lakh. If it was 20, it will remain as 20. Everyone, if you haven't downloaded our app, then please do not wait at all. Download our app right away. Get this particular beautiful benefit that you are getting in terms of your preparation. When we talk about this, extra material is available. If you take up our courses, then the entire courses are available for you. Then when we talk about the specific topic clarity and all, we're always there for you. So then it's a good app, one-stop shop for the examination, not only for banking but also in there of other fields as well. In the banking area, you can see CIIB, JIIB, and bank promotion papers, and all are all included. Keeping in mind that you are giving multiple examinations and you are planning further as well. And share capital of the company consists of 5 lakh shares of 10 rupees each, 8 called up. This is one question specifically of shares which remain there. 5 lakh shares, and it says 8 called up. So in this case, what are we going to do? We have till now called only 8 rupees. We haven't called them to pay the entire amount. So in this case, they say that this all the shareholders have duly paid the amount. Share capital will be shown as subscribed and fully paid, subscribed but not fully paid, any of the above, or none of the above. What's going to be the answer? when we define this specific area, share capital of the company consists of 5 lakh shares. We have till now called up 8 rupees, and the company, the shareholders have paid this much amount. So share capital is known as subscribed and fully paid up, subscribed and not fully paid up, any of the above. See, the people are yet to pay. If we haven't called the money entirely, they were supposed to pay total 10 rupees, but we till now have called hardly 8 rupees. That means the remaining is still yet payable. So in this case, can I say this is subscribed but not fully paid? If he paid for the entire sofa, matlab entire share capital in this case, I'm sorry. So in this case, that's gonna be the answer. Done? Chaliye, moving on to the next question. Current ratio is given, quick ratio is given, current liabilities are also given, and they are asking you to calculate inventory. Do you know how do you calculate quick ratio? And how to calculate current ratio? Traditional method, everyone. Okay, we have current ratio. CR is 2:1. That means if I write 2:1, my current assets are unknown to me, but my current liabilities of 1,60,000. So can I say my current asset is equal to total 3,20,000? है ना? 16 to 32. Now comes the second point, everyone. In this case, the current liabilities are of 1,60,000, and this is current assets. Now the question says amount of value of inventory. That means quick assets divided by current liabilities is equal to 1,60,000. In this specific area, what is it? Quick ratio is 1.5. He is in current loss, and then this 1,50,000. 1,60,000 ना, 1,60,000 giving worth, है ना? So in this case, the CL will again vary. It is 1,60,000 here. 1,60,000 is the current liabilities now. So look at this. 1,60,000 is what you have in current liabilities. That is, quick assets are not known to us divided by 1,60,000. So 1,60,000 into 1.5. 1,60,000 into 1.5, giving me a total value of quick assets is equal to 2,40,000. And since the current assets and the quick assets both are known, then your difference in current and fixed assets, or in this specific area, is that under quick assets we do not include two things. Number one, we do not include inventory, and we do not include any prepaid expenses, because in both the areas there is no movement of any kind of production is not being made. Anything of production is not there. So in this case, the correct answer will be quick assets divided by 1,60,000. Sorry, 2,40,000. Then in this case, the answer is 80,000. Just give a tap to it, do the question slowly, and you will definitely make it, everyone. The answer is B actually. Done. Chaliye, next question. Which one of the following is not incorrect regarding the employee stock option scheme? ESOS. Guidelines are issued by SBI. employees have to apply for shares at predetermined rate, or the ESOS is a right but no obligation to himself, and then right and can be expressed at any time by any employee. That is also true. है But what is ESOS? Employee Stock Option Plan. In that case, the employee stock option plans usually puts the specific money into equity or debt market directly. They become the intermediary. So if not conveyed properly, then it can get a trouble. When we talk about ESOS there, the very first thing that can, in this case, what's going to be the answer? Which one of the following is incorrect? ESOS is basically given to those employees who are really helpful. Everyone, when we talk about ESOS, we are giving extra shares to the people who have worked hard in the organization. For the hardworking people, they introduced this specific style so that you can actually look forward towards your working in the organization with much ease. So in this case, what's going to be the answer? The right to can be exercised at any time as an offense. When we talk about this specific area, right to be exercised, these people can exercise any kind of right over anything. That's something that we learn from these entire areas. Chaliye, let's end the session here itself. But before I end my session with you, I hope we are going good. We have done a lot of questions today. But for this, what you need to do is click on the area of image. Sorry, in this specific area, go on to our website, that is www.adda247.com. In this case, when you talk about our website, can you see this, everyone? Okay, so when we talk about this specific area, this is a right now, but an obligation. Depreciation is more with the method during the first and second year. Straight line method. Depreciation is more by which? Depreciation cannot be more than the wages. Then when we talk about depreciation is more in the beginning, is double declining method. Instead of SLM and WDV, it is WM. Done. In this case, the answer is double declining method. So if you are planning, then hurry up and check it out on our website and our app for further details, everyone, before the time is ticking away. Okay, everyone. So what are we going to talk about today? Acha, we have already talked about company accounts. So today I'm not going to talk about company accounts only. I'm going to talk about other topics as well, other than the company accounts. So let's continue, everyone. What is the primary purpose of preparation of the trial balance? Trial balance plays an important role, but why do we prepare it? To determine the financial position of a business, to detect errors in the accounting records, or to prepare financial statements, or to calculate taxes owed. What is a trial balance? Trial balance is actually a statement which is a compilation of all the ledgers. It just checks one thing, that is the arithmetical accuracy. Ledgers looks after the arithmetical accuracy. Okay? It talks about the arithmetical accuracy of the ledgers, balancing figures, whatever we are getting it, whether it is correct or the posting had some issues. All those areas are recorded. So it is helpful to detect the errors in the accounting records. Done, everyone? Now comes the next point. What is the accounting equation? Accounting equation is also called the term The term accounting equation is also called basic accounting equation. It is also called balance sheet equation. It is also called double entry bookkeeping equation, dual aspect concept. So in this case, it's going to be asset equal to liabilities minus owner equity, assets equal to liabilities plus owner equity, assets plus liabilities equal to owner equity, assets minus liabilities equal to owner equity. In this case, the answer is whatever assets we build in the organization, it's because we use our money plus other people's money. So in this case, it turns out to be assets is equal to liabilities plus owner's equity. What does it mean exactly? In this case, can we say whatever we build up in the organization, it's because we use our money as well as other people. Owner's equity is owner's capital. Whatever money he is putting. Owner's capital or his funds. And liabilities are outside liabilities. Outside loans, in which can we say outside loans can include what? Outside loans can include outstanding or outstanding expenses, or the creditors that who have given us goods on credit. All those people are covered here. Done, everyone? Chaliye. What is the purpose of adjusting entries in the accounting area, everyone? Why do we adjust the entries? To correct the errors in the financial statements, to record the transactions that have occurred but have not been done yet or recorded, to update account balances to reflect the accrual basis of accounting, or to reconcile discrepancies. See, what I know is accounting adjustments are made for two reasons. First, we have made some errors or we need to correct those errors. That's one part. That's one truth. Okay. Second truth is, if you have the books of accounts prepared, then the second part would be what? Second part is to make sure that we are finding some things which are required to be put into different topics altogether. Matlab outstanding expenses, prepaid expenses, something which we come to know a little later. So to update accounting balances to reflect the accrual basis of accounting. Chaliye. Now, what is the effect of recording an accrued expense? Accrued expense is what? An expense which is outstanding in nature. It is not yet received. It is due. So it increases the assets or increases the liabilities. It decreases the assets and decreases liabilities. Increases assets and increases equity, or decreases assets and increases liabilities. When we talk about accrued expenses, accrued means that we will not, in this case, we are clearly saying that when we talk about the specific area, then accrued means we are yet, it is due in nature. Anything which is due in nature would increase assets. Basically, I'm supposed to receive money. So I think that is a good point. है ना? So you have an asset that you might get in future, but it is an accrued income. But when we talk about accrued expense, the expense we are yet to pay. If I'm yet to pay, it's a burden on my head. If it's a burden on my head, it would be a part of liabilities. So your expenses is basically going to increase your liabilities, and your assets are gonna fall, because once you make the payments, you will lose money altogether. Na? Done? What is the purpose of statement of cash flows? What is the purpose of cash flows, everyone? Cash flows helps us in to report the financial performance, disclose the changes, to provide information about a company's cash receipts and cash payments during the period, or to show the distribution of earnings. It doesn't talk about the distribution of earnings or even the specific area of cash flows is actually prepared to have that specific knowledge that do we have cash in our pockets or not. We're not worried about anything else. Everything else can be done, but we should be having money na, है ना? So in this case, cash flows is actually a statement which talks about the entire organization. So the answer is to provide information about the company's cash receipts and cash payments during the period. The point is we are trying to find out whether we have money or not. ठीक है ना? Whether we have good amount of money in our pockets or we are looking forward to or not. Done? Everyone, please download our app if you haven't done it yet, because the time is now, as the examination is approaching. Last 2 months are left since the examination is on 22nd, so you have good amount of time. So I think you should definitely look forward to this specific area. है ना? Done? चलिए, next question. Which of the following can decrease its owner's equity? Payment of dividend, payment of inventory, then sale of inventory, sale services by credit, or last is borrowing money from bank. What's going to be the answer according to you, everyone? Okay, so when we talk about decrease in owner's equity, the value of the equity is going down now. That means he might be taking out money from the business or he might be doing something else. So either it can be drawings, there's no drawings given. Borrowing from the bank is increasing your liability. Services is going to increase your income. Purchase of inventory is going to increase your expenses. So the answer is purchase of dividend. Sorry, payment of dividend. When you are paying anything to the shareholder, whatever money the particular person has invested in the business is going down. So in this case, the answer is payment of dividend. Done. Next question. What is the purpose of trial balance in accounting? To verify the accuracy, to prepare financial statements, to record adjusting entries, or to reconcile bank statements? What's going to be the answer according to you, everyone? Okay, so when we talk about the area of trial balance can be said as a statement which talks about the specific area of making a T-shape account, which is a statement of compilation of all the ledgers. So in this case, it is just to verify the accuracy. It has never had any conclusive proof at all of its accuracy. Chaliye then. Next question, everyone. Which of the following approaches to rectifying errors? Making adjustments only to end, to rectifying errors or making adjustments only to end the fiscal error year, or ignoring errors do not significantly impact the financial statements. It does actually. Immediately correcting errors when discovered to ensure accurate financial reporting, or waiting for the auditors to identify and rectify errors during the audit process. What's going to be the answer? When we talk about this specific area, what is the correct approach of rectifying errors? Correct approach is to actually immediately correcting errors when discovered to ensure accurate financial reporting. As soon as you actually find out there are errors, now you try to correct it right away. That's the particular topic. When an error is discovered, in the accounting records, which of the following steps is typically taken to correct it? Ignore the error, continue with the current situations, make necessary adjustments, rectify, or immediately inform the auditors. Actually, it's not about the auditors to be informed. Whenever you make an error and you can correct it, first thing is you have to rectify it. You can own it up later on, because once you find the rectifying entry, the auditor will always ask you what was the wrong thing that you did. So you'll have to tell them, sir, there was a mistake, we corrected the mistake, and this is where we are standing today. So in this case, there won't be a problem if we show it this way. ठीक है ना? चलिए. If a transaction involving a purchase of equipment was recorded as purchase of inventory, what type of error it has? Error of principal, commission, omission, and original entry. Then we talk about purchase of equipment. If I'm trying to purchase an equipment and I record it as inventory, matlab an asset is recorded as an expense. When such things happen, asset as an expense or expense as an asset, it's called the error of principal, everyone. So the correct answer in this question is errors of principal. So here comes the first question, everyone. What does it say? It talks about trial balance. Which of the following errors would not affect the trial balance? Everyone? What's going to be the answer? Recording an expense as a revenue, omitting a transaction entirely, incorrectly totaling a ledger, or transposing digits in journal entry. What's going to be the answer? When we talk about which of the following would not affect the trial balance. Recording as an expense as a revenue, this will affect the debit and the credit side. Indeed, it will. Then next point is omitting a transaction entirely, or transposing digits in this area. So I think I'll take up the area of complete omission. Omitting means having a complete omission. You forgot to record certain things entirely is covered as omitting. Done, everyone? So in this case, this is called acha would not affect. Nahi. Omitting a transaction entirely. The answer is B. The correct answer is B. Let me correct it. The answer is actually B only. Omitting, the omission is actually of two types. One will affect your trial balance, the other will not. One is complete omission, which will affect. One is partial omission, which will not affect. ठीक है? Done? Complete omission means I forgot to record something altogether. If I forgot about recording it altogether, then how will I find the difference? How will there a difference arise? How will I find out whether things are going right or wrong? So overall, even if you want to, you can't find the difference. You can't find out whether you were going wrong or you were going right. Chaliye. Here comes the next question. While preparing the specific trial balance, which of the following errors would cause it to still balance despite being incorrect? Even though it would be incorrect, but it will still affect what? Done, everyone? Omitting a particular transaction, recording a particular transaction twice, or incorrectly classifying an expense as an asset or transposing digits. I think the answer would be both A and B. In this case, the answer is both A and B. If you forget about a transaction completely, then this will affect it. If the transaction is partially done, then it will not match. So in this case, the answer is actually B. Okay? Done, everyone? Next question. While preparing the trial balance, which of the following errors would cause it to still balance? Achha, this is what we are done with already, no? Next question. Which of the following statement is true regarding post-closing trial balance? Once the entire books of accounts are closed, and then we are looking at it, then which of the following statements is true regarding the post-closing trial balance? After the closing, looking at the trial balance. It includes only permanent or real accounts. It includes only temporary or nominal accounts. It includes both permanent and temporary accounts, or it is prepared by closing entries. When we talk about post closing, na, that means the books of accounts have been closed. The profit or the loss has already been transferred. That means by the end of the day, our expenses and incomes have been already adjusted. They are transferred to the respective accounts and thus helping in finding the profit or loss of the organization. So in this case, can I say that during this specific area, the none of the expenses and income accounts will actually survive? Done? Everyone, what's gonna be the answer? The answer is it includes only real account. Done, everyone? What's the reason behind putting only the real accounts? Simple. Real accounts includes only the value of the assets, and the liabilities and the personal accounts are also covered in this area. So these, they have a closing balance. That's why. Done? Next question. If a company fails to make an adjustment entry for accruing expense, what effect will it have on financial statements? Overstate the liabilities and overstate the expenses, understate liabilities and understate expenses, overstate liabilities and understate expenses, or overstate liabilities and understate expenses. Everyone? What's going to be the answer? If a company fails to make the adjustment expenses of accrued expenses basically an expense which is not noted. What effect will it have on the financial statements? It will have a stronger impact because now the expenses are basically not recorded and your liabilities are also not recorded. So in this case, you are actually understating your liability. You haven't noted down the liability. है ना? And overstate. Done, everyone? Everyone? Done? Next question. Acha, everyone, please download the app right away. Because through the app you will get all our courses and all the details of every single course and class that we are taking up. So I think it would be really beneficial if you go through the app directly, which will provide you the information so that you can pursue our courses accordingly. You know? Now let's talk about the question, everyone. If a company records an adjusting entry of for a prepaid insurance that hasn't expired yet, insurance means it's an asset, yet which account will be affected? Increase the prepaid insurance, decrease in insurance expense, then increase insurance expense and decrease prepaid insurance, increase prepaid, increase insurance, or decrease both of them. Everyone, a company records an adjusting entry for prepaid insurance. Prepaid insurance is an asset for the company. As soon as a part of your insurance become prepaid, then everyone, when we talk about the prepaid insurance now, it is actually prepaid insurance to insurance expense. The expense which is actually noted is reverse, and we're gonna create another account. So in this case, the correct answer is increase the insurance expense. No, this is wrong. The correct answer is you are increasing your prepaid. Done, everyone? In this case, the correct answer has to be prepaid insurance to insurance only. Next question, everyone. A passbook is showing an overdraft of 9750. A check of 750 is presented. Everyone, what's going to be the answer? There's a passbook which is having an overdraft. Matlab minus 9750 is there. If a check is presented, you deposit a check which is not received by them yet. But in this case, we have to reach from cash book to passbook. Everyone, what's going to be the answer? In this case, the answer is an overdraft will increase because in both the cases, we have more money getting down. Chaliye, let's look at the first question, everyone. The first question says at the end of the accounting year, we're looking at the end of the accounting period, the capital expenditures are shown where exactly? Capital expenditure are shown where exactly, everyone? If I talk about the capital expenditure, how do we define this? Chaliye, when we talk about the capital expenditure, capital expenditure matlab the expenditure that we are doing for the business where we are building something. For example, everyone, I bought this pen and I bought this pen. Do you know what's the difference between the two pens? I believe when I talk about these two pens, this pen is a digital pen. I bought this pen and this is the sole reason that I can earn properly. Why? Because I am using it in my classes, I am using it in explaining the things, I am using it in my live classes, paid courses, everywhere. That means this became the reason that I am able to earn more. This is increasing my capacity, while this pen, this is used for regular basis work. I'm reading my books, I'm underlining my books. In this case, this is something which will, the utilization of this pen will end within 1 year, while this pen is something which has been going on for more than 2 years now. More than 2 to 3 years. This pen has a life of more than 3 years, 4 years, or if we use properly, it can be used for a longer period. In the edtech field, yeah, when we talk about it, after a certain period of time, the car that you have bought, its life is 15 years, but after 10 years or 6, 7, 8 years, normally after 8 odd years, people change their cars. So in this case, this is capital expenditure, the expenditure that we do in the business to grow our business. This is there in the business on a long-term basis, and these are non-recurring. These are non-repetitive in nature. So in this case, what happens is, number one, is it an asset side of the balance sheet, liability side of the balance sheet, debit side of P&L, or credit side of P&L. When we talk about CE, capital expenditure, this is gonna stay with your business for a very long period. So in this case, we will take it to the balance sheet. It cannot be a part of profit and loss account. Profit and loss account records, but it only records revenue expenditure. The answer is wrong. At the end of the day, the capital expenditure are a part of asset side. Okay? It's a part of the asset side of the balance sheet. Why? Because capital expenditures would include my purchase of furniture. It would include my purchase of car. These are all a part of it, right? Acha. Chaliye, next question. The commutation bill is drawn. This is a part of bills of exchange. I had seen similar question in one of the examinations of even SEBI grade A. This is in our syllabus, this is in their syllabus. So this is one particular topic which has been asked in multiple examinations. Bills of exchange is what? Bills of exchange is covered under Negotiable Instrument Act. The name of the act is Negotiable Instrument Act 1881. As per this act, a commutation bill is drawn. Bills of exchange to finance actual purchase or sale, to facilitate trade transmission when both parties are in need of funds, or none of the above. When we talk about accommodation bill means the bill which are required by both the parties. Both the parties are in dire need of money, and they asked each other कि if you have money, can you please help me out? So the other party comes up and says कि कोई बात नहीं, I'll help you out in terms of this money. So that is what they call in this area. So in this case, when both the parties are in need of funds, is covered here. What they do is A and B, none of them has an asset. So what do? A will create a bill. It will say a bill receivable of 12,000 that I am supposed to get from B. B said, Hanji, that is true. I am accepting it and I am going to pay this 12,000 rupees. It's fine. Both the parties are determined and they're looking at it. Now they will take this as a right of A to receive money. Now A will go to the bank. A went to the bank, and by going to the bank, he has got this specific thing ki, he said, bank, I have a bill. Right now, it is for 3 months. Can you urgently pay me the money and you collect the money from B later on? Bank will say, okay, you submit the bill, we will collect it, but I will not give you 12,000. I will give you 11,000 rupees. 1,000 deducted for the discounting charges, because we will need to earn something. Now, if I give you 12,000, earn 12,000 from him, what am I getting? No profit, no loss. That's not interesting. Now, in this case, the overall thing that will happen is we have got 11,000 rupees in our pocket. Now, this 11,000, both of them were in need of 10,000 overall. Now they will divide this much amount of money among themselves. 5,500 is for A, 5,500 is for B. After a certain period of time, whenever they'll be in a need of money, now both of them would be combining their funds together. After 3 months, they will combine their money together and return it back to the bank. In this case, both the parties are in dire need of funds, and they created an asset in order to get the money. Now they've got the money. After this, both the parties are relaxed. That is a specific area that we call about accommodation bill, everyone. Contingent liability would appear on the liability side of the balance sheet on the asset, do not shown in the books of accounts or as a note in the balance sheet. Contingent liabilities are those liabilities which are terribly uncertain in nature. Everyone, I sued Coca-Cola. Just an example, I didn't. So when we talk about Coca-Cola, I went to Coca-Cola and said, you are not good for the body. Why are you charging this much amount of money? This is not good for health. So I am I am suing you for 3 CR. I can do that. But if I cannot prove it, Coke will not even pay attention to me. They will specify somewhere, yeah, there's some person who has sued us for rupees 3 CR because of this. Things change. There's an actual practical question. Recently, there's a specific person who sued Bournvita. That Bournvita talks about itself as being a healthy drink. But if you practically look at Bournvita, Bournvita is doing nothing. It's just pure glucose, high level of sugars, which gives you a sugar rush so that the person feels energetic, but practically it's doing next to nothing. There's no nutrition value, nothing. It's just very high in value. Same thing happened with Nestle as well. Recently, the case of Nestle is also out. The FSSAI, the Food Standard Authority of India, they had talked about it, that Nestle is introducing sugar in the baby food. The Cerelac that is being sold in our country, Cerelac has sugar while they are not selling sugar-based product in other countries, because now the doctors have started saying that sugar is not good for the babies. So you should avoid giving sugar to the kids in the initial years. So in this case, when we are talking about sugar, people have sued these organizations. Till the time the case is not finalized, whosoever sues them, who cares? That is why till that time this is just an uncertain thing. It is not recorded in the books of accounts at all. It's not a part of our books of accounts at all. It will become the day it is certain. You know? It is shown as a note in the balance sheet. Dash is equal to the established selling price less the estimated cost of the completion and the estimated cost necessary to make the sale. Net realizable value or cost of conversion, cost of purchase, or none of the above. dash is equal to estimated selling price less the estimated cost of completion. Acha everyone, selling price minus cost. What do we get out of it? Estimated cost necessary to make the sale. If I want to sell something, that is one of the costs which is super duper essential if I want to make a sale. So what would that be? The answer would be net realizable value, NRV. But if we talk about AS2 na, AS2 is inventories, which says cost or NRV, whichever is higher is your, sorry, whichever is lower is recorded in the balance sheet. Why? Because we should always record the things at the realistic price rather than the unrealistic one. Acha, which of the following is an example of capital expenditure, everyone? Inventory of raw material, WIP and finished goods, insurance premium, taxes and legal expenses, none of the above. What's going to be the answer in this case, everyone? What we have just talked about capital expenditure. So according to you, which of the following is an example of capital expenditure? Inventory, WIP, finished goods. Which of the following is an example? I think I'll just go with C. Inventory and raw material is regular thing. It's a revenue expenditure. If I talk about insurance premium, that is also a revenue expenditure. I pay it for every single year, right? Life insurance have to be renewed every single year. Then comes taxes and legal expenses. Somewhat we have to pay every single year. We don't have a choice. So technically none of these can be termed as a capital expenditure. This is a trick question, so the answer is none of the above. If I buy a car, if I buy, actually we're talking about expenditures now, yeah. Then purchase of an asset, any asset, car, machinery, or any of those things are to be covered in this area. All together. That's the answer. Achha. Everyone, if you haven't downloaded our app yet, then hurry up and download the app and get our courses there at the lowest price, because extra 1% discount is available if you download the app. Plus our PDFs are available exclusively on our app. So you can download and check out the courses only if you have downloaded the app. So it's better that go ahead and download the app in order to get all the specific required courses. Okay? Done? Chaliye. Now let's move on to the next point. From the following estimated capital of 2017 31st March. Okay, closing capital. Estimate the capital that is on 31st March. Closing capital, they have opening capital. They have additional capital. Minus drawings plus profit or minus loss will give us the closing capital. Opening capital is given during the year. I didn't add anything, fine. We have withdrew 40,000 and the profit is added of 50,000. So in this case, what's going to be the answer? The closing value is 4 lakh 10, 4 lakh 50, 4 lakh 20 or 4 lakh. What's going to be the answer according to you? 4 lakh 10. This would be 4 lakh 20, I believe. The answer is 4 lakh 20. Done? Chaliye. Let's move on to the next question. Bad debts recovered. What do you mean by bad debts, everyone? Bad debts recovered. See, when we face any kind of losses, then how do we deal with it? When we talk about any of our losses, that would be recovered in what method? Bad debts is basically a hardcore debt loss. This debt loss means the organization didn't want to lose money, but the debtor failed to pay altogether. When a debtor fails to pay, that is a very bad situation for the organization, because if the debtor is not able to pay, then what will happen? If the debtor is not able to pay, our money becomes a debt loss, which is called bad debt. Years later, when it became a time barred debt, we are supposed to pay to them, है ना? Now, in this case, what do we do, everyone? The best thing that we can do is we can actually, once we have received this money back, we would acknowledge it in our books of accounts. How do we acknowledge it in the books of accounts? We will record it when the person is paying. The debtor is gone. So that means it is actually bank. His name cannot be recorded because as per law, we cannot record it at all. That's a specific law that you cannot record it at all till the time you don't see that things are being done in a proper manner or not. Done? So in this case, the correct answer would be credited to the bad debts recovered account. It is a part of credited to the bad debts recovered account. Chaliye, let's move on to the next question. Which one of the following is incorrect regarding ESOS? ESOS is Employee Stock Option Scheme. Actually, this is stock. Sometimes we reward our employees for their hard work. The guidelines are issued by SEBI. Employees are have to apply for the shares at predetermined price, or ESOS is a right but not an obligation. The right can be accessed at any time by the employees. In actual, ESOS is something that you and I can define, that this is a money that I am supposed to pay. Okay, I can. I'm not supposed to, but I can. That's my choice. The company gives me an option. Ki Niharika ma'am, you have been working for quite a long time for the organization. Do you want the organization's ownership? That's what they cover. So in this case, the point is the right that can be exercised at any point of time by the employees. They give them a specific time period in which they can actually pursue for it. There's a gestation period for which you have to wait. But once you become eligible, then you can take up more and more shares of the company, right? So employees later on become the owner of the organization based upon this. Depreciation is more by which method during the first and second year? Straight line method, double declining method, written down method, or sum of digits method. Depreciation is more. The highest amount of depreciation is with double declining. See, if I use this particular setup for multiple classes, I'm using it for one batch, second batch, third batch, the number of batches keeps on increasing. The depreciation should also increase based upon the utilization. So double declining method actually doubles the depreciation. That is why the depreciation would be highest in this case. Okay? Acha, let's go to our class, everyone. We were talking about the costing methods. How do we define the costing methods, everyone? There are, acha, here comes the question now. What does the penalty clause in the contract stipulate? Penalty clause. There's a penalty clause, indeed. If you're taking a lot of time, then this is what we'd be looking forward to now. Adjustment of the contract price, number one. Provision of security deposit, number two. Payment by the contractors for the delays, number three. Or payment by the customers for defects, number four. Everyone? Penalty clause in a contract. This is where the contractor makes some delays. So it has to be stated now. Ajay, everyone, which accounting standard records the principle for determining the profit on incomplete contracts? AS7 only, Ind AS 1115 only, or both AS7 and Ind AS 115, or none of the above? What's gonna be the answer? Everyone, AS7, Ind AS 115, or both of these, or none? The answer is C. Both AS7 and Ind AS 115. The answer is this. These are the various accounting standards. 7 is for contract accounting, and when we talk about Ind AS 7, this is the same standard, but this is as per the Indian accounting standards, which were released recently. Recently means just a few years back, 4 5 years back. Acha everyone, next question. This looks like a very long question. What is it about? What distinguishes direct material cost from indirect material cost? Direct material cost forms a major part of the finished products, while indirect material cost is ancillary to production. Actually, direct material is the main thing, right? If I am having furniture, then wood is the main component, and varnishing, tarnishing, the last part is basically indirect part. It's required, but that's not the main thing, right? Direct material cost is associated with the variable expense. Yeah, it varies. That's also true. While indirect material is considered as a fixed, no, it's not fixed. Your polish will also vary if your production varies. Direct material cost is incurred in the stores and administration. No. Material cost, fixed cost. No. Direct material cost includes expenses like rent and taxes. Material, everyone clearly states material means the thing that is required in the books of accounts. है ना? Everyone, direct material cost makes a major part of it. Right. What characterizes indirect labor cost? Indirect labor cost is that specific cost which is related to the specific area of indirect labor. Indirect labor is basically the labor which is working, but in the transportation, in the finishing, in packaging, they are working towards this area. You know? Then everyone. So indirect labor cost is basically relates to wages that are directly engaged. Direct is direct labor. It is a cost of labor employed for tasks incidental to production. It can be conveniently allocated to a specific cost unit, or it depends directly on the volume of production or level of activity. Actually, indirect labor is based upon the production area. Matlab, if you produce more, you have more indirect cost as well. Indirect cost can be direct and indirect. Indirect cost can be variable as well as fixed. Okay. Acha, what cost increases directly with the volume? Everyone, I produce more. Everyone, if I produce more, what will happen? If I produce more, obviously my raw material cost will be more. My labor will be working harder. है ना? So can I say at this point of time that fixed cost will be remaining same? Rent you have to pay will remain rent. Indirect expenses, the expenses which are indirect, matlab that is something which we do not pay directly. It has nothing to do with the organization directly. Semi-variable cost. Part of it is variable, part of it is not variable. Variable cost can be said as something na, which is completely varying with the production. What's going to be the answer? The answer is variable cost. Everyone, if you haven't taken our course yet, then hurry up and take our course right away. Why? Because our courses are available at 80% discount, and for that, download the app right away. If you download our app, you will get 80% discount. Currently 79% is going on the website, and 1% extra if you download the app. Then please download the app, everyone, and get it done. Acha, what is the definition of cost as per the CIMA, Chartered Institute of Management Accounting, London, has given this definition: the quantity of the product or service sold, the measurement of cost in monetary terms, the unit of measurement used to a certain cost in relation to the product or service, or the total amount of expenses incurred by a company. Hanchi. Everyone, in terms of CIMA, they gave the definition as it's a unit of measurement in terms of a product or a service altogether. How does batch costing differ from job costing? Batch costing is related to the area. Acha, you must have seen that kids are obsessed with blue and pink color. The girls will always say, I want pink. This blue is for boys. This kind of ideology is there. So many of the organizations, just like Kinder Joy. Kinder Joy does this, everyone. Look at the specific goods that they're providing. Kinder Joy says that certain kind of goods are for men, for boys, and matlab Kinder Joy has blue and pink. Blue is for the boys and pink is for the girls. So they prepare these two different products, and these products are given to the people altogether. है ना? That is batch costing. Job costing is when I said, sir, uh, you will get, sir, what do you want? You said that, ma'am, I want 10,000 chairs. Okay, you are an event management company. Done, everyone? Everyone, what's gonna be the answer? Batch costing is considered similar to one job, while job costing focuses on individual jobs. The customization is there. Batch costing is used for large construction, while job is for small. Batch costing divides cost evenly across all units produced, while job costing allocates cost based on specific requirements, and batch costing is suitable for manufacturing industries. The answer in this area is A. Batch costing involves considering a batch of similar products, such as one job is there, and in this area we have individual jobs. Done. Let's go ahead and look at the next question. What is the objective of unit or single unit output? Unit costing is basically when I'm producing something, na? है ना? How do we define unit costing, everyone? Unit costing is basically one particular thing is produced every single day. है ना? If I'm producing one particular thing every single day, what are we going to do in this case? Then the same product is continuously made. Then we don't have a problem to determine the cost of one unit of a single type of product. Second is to allocate costs across the multiple products. Then we have to assess the total production cost of variety of products or to calculate the cost of services provided by a company. You work as per the cost. Determine the cost of a single unit is the answer in this case. Done, everyone? Let's look at the next question. What are multiple or composite costing? Multiple costing means that you are doing multiple types of costing including in it. ठीक है? When a company prepares only one single product, or अच्छा, let me give an example. Multiple costing can be said as in terms of automobile industry. We are producing components for a specific batch. There are certain components which are prepared for everyone. There are, they are just being produced, and we have processing as well. Processing is done one level, second level, third level, and then the next level is we assemble all these things together. है ना? When a company produces a single product or when it is involved in distinct stages of production. Next point, when the company wants to know that the cost is incurred on each department when the company produces complex products with a large number of components. The answer is when a company produces complex products with large number of components. So you cannot have one customization. Got the idea, everyone? Next question. What does departmental cost focuses on? Allocating costs across various departments, determining the cost of single unit of a product, or assessing the total production cost of variety of products, or calculating the cost incurred on each department within a company. Everyone, departmental costing. Departmental costing means every costing department has to be created separately, na, in terms of our working. What's going to be the answer? Departmental costing is having a costing within different department. Department A, Department B, all these things has to be considered. ठीक है? हाँ जी, done. Next, what is uniform costing, everyone? Using standardized principles and methods for costing. by different companies, allocating only direct cost to operations, processes or products, allocating all costs whether direct or indirect processes, or identifying the cost driving in this area. When we talk about uniform costing can be stated as something which is related to the specific area of using standardized principles. The principles are same for the entire organization, so there's no clash. This is it for the day, everyone. I am going to talk about a quick revision today. When I talk about quick revision, I've kept multiple classes, multiple topics for you in today's class, where we are going to discuss multiple questions, not from one chapter or two chapters, rather from the entire book. I've prepared multiple questions, so kindly go through it, everyone. First of all, share the session, everyone. Secondly, like the session and don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done it yet. Okay, chaliye, let's continue further. There are two specific areas to look forward to. Look at this. This is a question of match the following, everyone. Okay, in this area, there's a match the following the questions. So you can see the measurement of income, recognition of expense, basis of realization or identification of revenue. In this case, what are we going to do? In this case, just do the specific part that measurement of income is given, recognition of expense is given, basis of realization or identification of revenue. What's going to be the answer? Codes 1, 2, 3, 4 are given. A, B, C, D, B, A, C, D, or C, D, A, B, or C, D, B, A. Accrues to the equity of owners, recognition of revenue, matching revenue with expenses or accounting period. What's going to be the answer, everyone? Measurement of income. What's going to be the answer? Measurement of income. Measurement of income is basically recognizing the income. How do we recognize the income? When we talk about recognition of income, it is based upon the fact that we have to recognize, matlab, measurement means what is the value at this point of time. You know, when you are measuring it, you may need to make sure that the matching revenue with expenses has to be done. Recognition of expenses are to be done. That means you have to recognize your expenses. Whatever the amount of expenses is, you can do that. Recognition of expenses are related to the area of accounting period. You record it as per the financial year. Then basis of realization. The basis of realization is recognition of revenue. Okay, when we are recognizing it. So third has to be B. And the last one, when we look at identification of revenue, basically whatever your revenue is, it has to accrue with the specific area of accrues to equity shareholders. Whatever your income is, it goes into the hands of your equity shareholders ultimately. Now it goes into nothing else. Nobody else is going to take it other than your equity shareholders. Done, everyone? So in this case, the correct answer is C, D, B, A. Next point, consider the following items: debentures, prepaid rent, interest accrued, or bank overdraft. Which of the following are current liabilities? Debentures are basically long-term bonds. It's a debt instrument. It shows that whether we have taken a loan or something. Debentures are loans. Prepaid rent means it is an asset. Interest accrued is an income that can come in future. And the last one is bank overdraft. This is actually an asset. Okay, we record it as an asset, not as income. It is definitely an income. Interest accrued. Accrued is basically what is definitely which is pending right now. Bank OD. Bank OD means the money that I withdraw from the bank a lot. Then so in this case, the correct answer is actually fourth. Done. This is B4. Next question, everyone. Conversion cost means this is basically an area of costing. How do we define it? When we talk about conversion cost, now conversion cost means just convert it into something else, right? When we talk about converted into something else, that means raw material to finished goods, है ना? When we talk about from raw material to finished goods, how do we talk about it? Indirect cost, indirect wages, factory overheads, direct wages, direct expenses, direct factory overhead, or direct material cost and indirect wages, and last is prime cost in selling and distribution overhead. Conversion cost means the cost which we are putting in to convert our raw material into finished goods. ठीक है, raw material to finished goods that we looking forward to, that means we are looking at direct material, direct labor, direct expenses, indirect material, indirect labor, indirect expenses. Leave the particular material aside and all these things are relevant. So in this case, the correct answer is going to be direct wages, direct expenses, and factory overhead. Okay, all these things are to be considered. Assertion: premium received on issue of shares is credited to share premium account but not to the profit and loss account. Reasoning: since share premium is not a trading account, it is not distributed to the shareholders. Actually, share premium is basically a specific reserve. which can be used only for specific purposes. There are overall 5 ways of using it. It cannot be used anywhere else. So when we talk about this area, the answer would be what? Premium is basically extra money that we get. It is not a part of profit and loss account. That is true, because if you put it in the profit and loss account, it's actually a capital gain kind of thing. You make your extra money by selling your share at a price above its regular price. While in terms of the discount you put on the face value, though it has been eradicated from this specific area altogether, that used to be there earlier, now it's not there anymore. What is true? Assertion or reasoning? Then we have, but it is not correct explanation of A. A is false, but R is correct. Both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. Or A is correct, but R is false. When we talk about assertion and reasoning, these kind of questions can be asked in the examination. In this case, both assertion and reasoning are true, and R is the correct explanation as well. Okay? Here comes the next question, everyone. Acha, the correct answer was both are true. As I told you, it cannot be used anywhere. It is not a regular profit. It is a profit which the organization makes only on its regular basis. The income that they receive. The income that they receive is huge, and that is how they can survive with it. है ना? Done, everyone? Chaliye. Now comes the next point, everyone. Here it is, the answer. Consider the following: basic defensive ratio, interval ratio, current ratio, super quick ratio, and quick ratio. Among the following, what is based upon the liquidity in descending order? Matlab, which is the highest liquid and which is the lowest liquid? Liquidity means what, everyone? Pata liquidity means if I want money today, do I have money or not? If I don't have money, then I will not take it. In this case, what's going to be the answer? Second, fourth, third, first, first, second, fourth, third, then fourth, second, third, one, and third, fourth, one, two. What's going to be the answer according to you? The correct answer is actually A. That is current ratio. Okay. Descending is basically highest to lowest. है ना? So in this case, first is current ratio, and then we have fourth, quick ratio, and then we have the specific area of super quick, and then we have basic, defense, and interval. So in this case, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's the answer. Chaliye, let's look at the next answer. Let's look at the next question. Everyone, if you haven't downloaded our app yet, then kindly go ahead and download our app, because our app is very much beneficial. You will get a lot of benefits through it, not only free content, but also you can take up our courses from there. You can get 1% extra from the specific area. So I think it's good to go, isn't it? You can take up any course, and 1% extra discount is something that you can definitely look forward to. Don't you think? This is what I strongly believe in. Rest depends upon you. If you want to take up the courses, then definitely go ahead and check it out. Done. चलिए. Now, everyone, let's look at the next question. Assertion premium. This is similar to what we have done now. Premium received on issue of shares is credited. This is the same question. So in this case, the answer is A. Premium that you receive on issue of shares is something that is it has limited use, and this cannot be used anywhere else. So it has to be covered in this way, that since share premium is not a trading profit, it is not distributed to the shareholders. It is not given to the shareholders at all. Done, everyone? So in this case, the answer is C. Chaliye, that's it for the day, everyone. I'll be meeting in the next session. Before I end my session, please go ahead and check out our courses. Our courses are currently available at 80% discount, so you should not let it go. Just click on the area of Adda 24/7 on our website. As soon as you'll go onto our website, you just need to look at JIB, CIB, and go for JIB May 2024, and you will get it in the Mahapack. So kindly check it out on our Mahapack. The best way is to click on the area of buy now, use the code Y541, and you can get a discount of up to 80%. So check it out, 6298.95. So just check it out and you can get it at 6298, and rather less than this if you use the app.